And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to the Colin and Miles show.
This is episode 24.
Mm-hmm. I'm Colin.
And I'm Miles. And this is the show about...
Random things.
Random things. Cue the intro. All right, so we are back after a couple of months. When did we do our last show?
I do not know.
Probably
a couple months.
Yeah.
We've been busy.
Yeah. Doing random things here and there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the exciting thing is that I know I complained about this in a previous show, is finally Manifest came back.
Well, I complained about it too.
Yeah. Like, why did we have to wait that long?
Yeah. We had to wait half a year.
No, I thought it was a whole year.
No, that came out in like November of last year, I thought.
Maybe it did. Well, either way, we still felt like it was an eternity.
Maybe 9 months? I don't know.
Yeah. But good news is it came back, and
early June it came back.
We binged it.
We watched it all in 3 days. Well, actually more like 2 days and an evening, but
yeah.
We watched it over the weekend that it came out.
What do you think of the ending? When spoiler alert, by the way.
No, it's not going to be a spoiler.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to give it away.
So no spoilers.
Well, there may be some, but not for the ending, because I really don't want to give that away. Yeah. It had a wonderful ending to a great show. That I was sad when it was over, though, because I felt a little lost, and I was like, what are we going to watch? Because watching Manifest made me realize that I don't get excited about a lot of the shows we watch. I'm just like watching them because, you know, we watch them, but this was like, I felt compelled to keep watching each episode. Let's keep watching it. And yeah, I don't feel like that with a lot of the shows we watch, so... Yeah. And
watching the character who plays Ben Stone and
what are you gonna say?
Colin is currently rewatching Once Upon a Time. Rewatching Once Upon a Time.
Reiterating.
Okay. And the guy who plays Ben Stone plays Prince Charming on this.
Yes, and I mentioned that before.
And I just can't. I'm hoping that, you know, the real person, the actor who portrays him, finally finds a role that doesn't confuse me between the two.
Yes, because those two characters, Prince Charming and Ben Stone, like, they have a lot of characteristics in common.
They always have to be at the center of things.
Yeah, and they have to be in charge and be the leader, and it's just kind of hilarious.
Yeah, especially considering that at the beginning of this season, you know, Ben Stone's character looks like he has been not living in a cave.
And cast away.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But needless to say is, I thought the series ended good. I have questions, you know, as to, you know, like some, I guess, not tied up loose ends, but either way, it ended up pretty good. And, you know, I don't think anything will take its place for the time being, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'll probably have to rewatch that eventually.
Speaking of other seasons that come out at random...
I just noticed the computer is hiding my shirt. And they can't
Summer
see
vibes.
my nice cat with sunglasses. It's the day before the 4th of July, so that's why I wore the shirt, but you can't see the cool cat.
They'll be able to. I'll zoom in on it whenever you...
So there was no point in wearing this.
Well, by the way, happy Independence Day.
Yes.
Now, the other show that has a sporadic release dates between and amount of shows or episodes that are released is Black Mirror, which ever since the first season I thought was pretty decent.
And I didn't even watch that one.
And the first, second season were good. But now it's just like Netflix is really showing their, either their inability to spend money on creative people or their lack of trying.
Well, I don't know if Netflix, is this like a Netflix original?
Yeah.
Or they're, oh, okay. Well, I don't know. What was I going to say? I thought seasons 3 and 4 were pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like the best ones in my opinion. And then sometimes I don't know.
Just to recap what Black Mirror is for those of you who do not know what it is, it's like a modern day Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
Without the person narrating it.
Yeah, it's just kind of creepy, and a lot of times it has to deal with technology, but not always.
They had and even whenever they deal with history, like they did in one episode that involved 1960s astronauts.
Well, yeah, it was like in a different, like an alternate
timeline
to ours, because they had like advanced technology that it just proved that people of that era were not ready for that type of technology as they are today, possibly.
Yeah, it included, what was that actor's name besides Aaron Paul?
Josh Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett. So Josh Hartnett and Aaron Paul, and it was an interesting.
And somebody,
Kate Mara, yeah. So, which Kate Mara was good in House of Cards.
Oh, I didn't know why she was popular, or why she was.
Well, arguably she shouldn't be because, she only played a side role in House of Cards.
But so the episode we were talking about, that was my favorite episode, mainly because it was the one that made me think the most, and I thought about the episode like for several days after. And so, and my other two favorites, if you're watching them, and you don't have to see the episodes in order.
That's a really good
like,
thing.
However you want to, because they don't really connect. My other two favorites were Demons 79 and Lock Henry.
Yeah, I thought Demon 79 was pretty funny. Just, not like the situation isn't funny, the possession isn't funny, but, just the circumstances were kind of funny.
And one of the main characters was funny.
Yeah.
Comic relief to a creepy story. Very much so. And so, 3 episodes I thought were good. Out of all of them were decent, but Did you like the first episode?
What was that?
It was the one, I don't know the
Everybody
title.
Hates Jane?
Oh, yeah, Jane is Awful.
Jane is
Awful.
Awful.
And it had that guy from Arrested Development at the end.
Oh, Michael Cera. That was hilarious. That was probably, Michael Cera just wanting to be an episode of Black Mirror because, spoiler alert for this is, no, I'm not going to say it. Just watch it. It's funny, Michael Cera being there. And who was the other actress in there?
I don't know. There wasn't anybody I recognized besides him.
Oh, well, either way. But yeah, and to move on to another show, which...
that we finally watched.
...is a blast from the past for me. Well, not blast from the past. It's like, I still enjoy the original series a lot more. However, the aspect of technology is cool, and also the reality that they had Scott Bakula. I'm talking about Quantum Leap.
Yes, the new one from 2022. We finally watched all of that because we kind of just wanted to see all the episodes consecutively instead of week to week, because it's more fun that way, and I don't forget as many things.
Yeah, whenever you're watching something like This Is Us over the course of X number of years, it's just like what happened again? It's like whenever she's been watching Once Upon a Time, I forget things that happen. I'm like, oh yeah.
Well, and I did too. And I'm like, oh, okay, I remember.
That kind of makes sense now. But Quantum Leap, she's never seen the original version, but, you know, I don't think that's her scoop of milk. I'm going to say that.
It definitely is. The reason
you think the original version is?
I think it is. I love time travel shows. I just have never watched that because it wasn't on in my lifetime.
Then maybe next time we make an episode, she'll have watched a few episodes of the original version.
Maybe. We'll see. We have a lot
talk about cheesy.
Right, well, I don't know. I'm just saying I do like time travel. If I like time travel and ghost stories.
Speaking of time travel, well, not necessarily time, just an excessively long length of time, is we started watching Star Trek, the entire series in chronological order back in, 2014?
Probably. It might have been the first year I was in South Carolina with you.
Okay, so, it was probably,
14 or 15.
14 or 15.
I think we might have watched Smallville before we started.
Yeah, I want to say that's right.
But like 8, we'll say
9 years, okay. And
he's meaning like all of Star Trek, like Enterprise, the original, TNG.
Every single series.
All of the series in chronological order. So it's not like you watch a series. Sometimes when you get to TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, you're going back and forth between TNG, Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, these are intertwined
episodes because they happen in the same time.
So we started that 8-9 years ago, and because she just does not like the non-TNG character, I guess, their interactions, about how the characters, stories are, about, I guess, the whole chain of command. Everything's about, Jean-Luc Picard and TNG.
No, it isn't. Everything's about the crew. You don't even know why I don't like Deep Space Nine.
Okay, explain to me.
I don't like it because I don't like it. It doesn't compel me to keep watching. Like it's just a feeling. Like, I don't just sit down and watch a show because I'm supposed to, because we're watching it. I mean, I just don't, when we have so many, if it was like the only show we had, sure, I would continue. But when we have so many other things that we can watch, I'm not going to pick that because it's just not enjoyable.
Well, the reason I brought it up is we just got to season 5. We finished season 4 finally. Yeah. And so we have only 5, 6, and 7.
Only 3 more seasons.
Only 3 more seasons.
But in between that, we have like 5 more seasons, or 3, 4, 5. 5 more seasons of Voyager between them.
Yeah,
and then like the movies and whatnot. But
I think we're over a hump though in our Star Trek journey.
Maybe. I don't know. It's unenjoyable. I'm not interested in the plot. I'm not interested in the characters. And that takes us back to Quantum Leap, which was why I didn't like that show, because for some reason I just didn't like. They didn't have a good character development. I didn't care about the characters. I didn't care what happened.
You talking about the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought the character development.
I didn't care about them really. It was just like
the character development of Sam Beckett. Is I think more long term over the first season, but for this, it's like. They throw you in, and you're just supposed to accept the characters as is. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to get on a stump here, but the characters are crap. The characters are absolute crap. And don't get me wrong, I like the premise of Quantum Leap, and as the season ending of the new Quantum Leap left it at a cliffhanger. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, me too.
But the characters are still crap, and it doesn't. The best character on there is Magic by far, and it's because he's the most developed. He is the most stable character, where you're not like, well, where did this come from? It's like Chakotay from Voyager. Every other week, it's like, oh yes, my people practice this. My people practice this.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because Chakotay's character, they never got it down.
Well, and I guess, but how you're saying it makes it sound like they did have his character down. How he's referring to his people. All the time.
Yeah, well,
And
no,
how they
I'm talking about his ancestry. They never got down. I guess.
And how they like always have to have somebody on the crew of any of the Star Trek crew that is like a history buff. So they have someone to like tell them stuff. Like Tom Paris is like the history buff, and he knows about all these different time periods. Like usually people that know history like have a specific era.
Yeah, it was just so strange how much history he knew about 1997 whenever they... whenever they time travel back to 1996.
Which was, ironically, or I mean, not ironically, the year that they were actually filming. They didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, I thought it would be very, very neat is if, like, there was something that Tom Paris got absolutely wrong about history. Because, history's lost over the years. But, that would have been, like, funny if it was just something ridiculous. But anyways. Yeah. But the new Quantum Leap is, I'm giving it a C. Yeah.
No, I would give it, like, a 6 out of 10.
It's a C. A D, rather. Yeah. That's almost failing for her. But, a D is failing.
No, I think, like, if I'm rating it on a 10, I mean, you wouldn't... I would say if I gave something a 1, that would be like failing 1 or 2.
Okay.
Because you have to, because there are only 5 letter grades, so like each of the 10 would get like 9 and 10 would be A's, 7 and 8 would be B's.
This isn't a show, but what I would give a 1 to 2 rating to, Talkville. The podcast.
We have to talk about this every time.
Over Smallville. Yeah, it's because if Michael Rosenbaum or Tom Welling sees this, get your crap together, guys. Come on.
They're just going to complain. Michael's just going to complain about you. He's not going to take anything you say seriously. He's going to make a shirt about you.
Well, and then grift off the cells. Like, oh yeah, we need to support our, my pot... habit. Oh, I mean our show. Oh yeah, let's call her. Maybe she can come over and I can get lucky. Needless to say, is they've just got to get their stuff together. Speaking of getting stuff together.
Oh no.
Well, we had which if you didn't know, Colin and I square dance.
Oh yeah.
And there was a blacklight dance, which was really fun.
Yes.
Yeah, but
very fun.
It seemed like the most together that the square dancing community has been in Oklahoma in a while.
Oh no!
What?
What do you want me to say to that?
I don't know.
You're being rude.
She doesn't like to be rude. She's such a wonderful person.
Talking about the blacklight dance, that was fun because I hope we do that again. Because it reminded me of all the skating parties that I attended when I was in elementary school. Because they would have one like every month or something, and they would always have like turn off the lights. People had the glow stick things. It was
6 inches. Keep 6 inches between you guys.
That's a dance, not a skate party. People didn't like dance like that on they didn't skate like.
I guess the roller rink in Enid was too small to really, have the chaperones far away.
No, I'm just saying people didn't dance.
I know.
They just
skated. They acted like normal people.
We were still in elementary school. That was still the time where boys and girls were kind of they didn't hang out very much together for the most part.
Well,
we're getting off topic.
Probably would have done me some good to hang out with someone like you when I was younger.
Why?
I was a little firecracker.
I probably wouldn't have liked to hang out with you.
Exactly why it would have been good for me. So I could get people like her to hang around me.
You probably wouldn't have liked to hang out with me either.
I would have.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like I would have.
Well, we'd have Star Trek in common, that's one thing.
Oh, yeah.
I never had anybody my age to talk about Star Trek with, so...
Well, we would be cool in that aspect. Well, is there anything else we need to cover?
Well, when you were talking earlier, when you were going off script, I thought of something, but now I can't remember it.
Oh, no, I hate it. It's like, I always think of, what's his name? Professor Dumbledore with his little wand.
Oh, yeah.
Pulling a memory out of the side of the temple.
I do, maybe on our next show, or maybe 2 shows from now, we'll talk about Strange New Worlds. Because
yes.
that has come out, and I saw on Instagram that there's a time travel episode.
So ooh, I'm excited about that, yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, what if they film something with Picard?
I don't think they will.
I know, but what if? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, other than that, did you remember?
I think that was it.
Oh, okay. Well, until next time, she's Colin.
He's Miles.
And this is the Colin and Miles Show, episode 24. We'll see you next time.
Bye.